In 1942, the first crime comic, Crime Does Not Pay, was released. It told true stories and cases ripped from the headlines. The comic was so popular, it spawned countless imitators. By 1954, 1 in every 8 comics was a crime comic. One half of the creative duo that created Crime Does Not Pay was Charles Biro. Biro claims to have come up with the idea and worked as writer, artist, and editor on many of the issues. He also had a pet monkey known to sit with him at his drawing board. The other creator, Bob Wood, was a bit more mysterious. What is known is that he was a heavy drinker and gambler. Quickly, Canada noticed the meteoric rise of crime comics. Edmund Fulton was a Canadian politician who in 1949 introduced the Fulton Bill. The Fulton Bill made it illegal to make, print, publish, distribute, sell, or have in possession for the purpose of publication crime comics. It defines a crime comic as a comic that contains crimes, real or fictitious, or events connected to crimes, real or fictitious. In simple terms, Canada banned crime comics. In 1987, an undercover cop bought adult comics at a comic shop in Calgary. The shop was found guilty of violating the Fulton Bill, resulting in a small fine. That was the last case that cited the ban, but the law remained on the books until 2018. The United States wasn't far behind, and in 1954 there was a Senate hearing held to evaluate the dangers of comic books. The American paranoia around comic books was largely created by psychiatrist Frederick Wertham, who testified to a senator during this hearing that comic books were worse than Hitler. Scared of government censorship, the comics industry elected to self-censor by creating the Comics Code Authority. The standards of the code were much too harsh for crime comics, so most of them ended in the years following the creation of the code. Crime Does Not Pay lasted a few issues trying to satisfy the code's requirement, but eventually ended in 1955 with issue 147. After the cancellation, Bob Wood's gambling and drinking worsened. After an 11-day bender, Bob Wood beat and killed his girlfriend. The irony that the founder of true crime comic books became a criminal himself was not lost on the press. Bob Wood served 3 years in prison for manslaughter. Not long after his release, Bob Wood was either murdered for gambling debts or died in a traffic accident, depending on who you ask. The standards of the code loosened over the years due to superhero comic books constantly pushing the boundaries. Today, crime comics are alive and well thanks to creators like Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and Frank Miller.